It is a pretty evenly matched state championship game ahead. Morgan Park, the defending title winners from a year ago, facing off against the #1 ranked team and a traditional power in the Lincoln Railers. Next on the IHSA television network. And hello everyone, welcome into our broadcast. Matt Woodwald here with you at Carver Arena in Peoria. It's buzzing with all the Lincoln fans. More than 3,000 are here to cheer on their Railers, trying to win their state championship for the first time. They haven't done it, but they've been close so many times. As for Morgan Park, the defending title winners from a year ago, something to prove, a team that's flown under the radar all year long. Let's take a look at the bracket to show you how these teams have gotten here. As we look at the 3A bracket, and Lincoln beating Lutheran to get here in the semifinal round, and also Morgan Park taking out fellow CPS school in Orr. And our championship game is next between the Mustangs and Lincoln and the Railers. This should be a good title game. And we'll show you how these teams will, how this matchup will fare with these two teams, different styles, a different contrast in styles for sure, and a lot of stars on the floor and some all-staters as well. Getting you ready for the call, let's listen in with Lee Hall and Sean Arrington, guys.
All right, Matt Rodewald, thank you very much. Yeah, yesterday we saw two teams in each game that had similar styles. Lincoln looking in a mirror yesterday, and so was Morgan Park. Now they're looking at almost exact opposites of each other here today.
Yeah, it's going to be a different ball game for both teams. But I feel like both teams did not play well yesterday, and they both got the victory. So both teams want to prove that they can play better than they did yesterday, and a lot's at stake here with the state championship.
All right, let's take a look at our key players. First for Morgan Park, it's their big guy, Josh Cunningham.
And Josh Cunningham has just been a force inside and out, and he really needs to be the guy inside today. Had 15 points, 7 rebounds yesterday, and he can get you inside and out. Very dynamic player.
The inside guy yesterday for the Railers was Gavin Block, their 6'6" junior.
And he had 16 points, only 2 of 6 from 3, but none bigger than the one that gave him the lead with right at a minute to go in the ball game. He can put the ball on the floor and get to the basket as well, so he can score from the inside, outside, and put it on the floor.
All right, Sean, let's take a look at your keys to the game here. First for Morgan Park, the visitors in this ball game.
Yeah, Morgan Park's going to have to find shooters, and they're everywhere. 7 different guys attempted a three-point shot yesterday, and then points in the paint. They're not going to win the battle behind the arc, so they're going to have to win the battle inside and win the points in the paint.
All right, now the keys for #1 Lincoln.
Yeah, for Lincoln, they have to rebound. They were -8 on the boards against Lutheran yesterday, and Morgan Park was +5. So they got to make sure they compete on the boards and don't get beat too bad on the boards. And then three-point shooting. Only shot 28% yesterday. They got to improve on that, and I think they need to make at least 7 threes today, and they'll have a good shot at winning this game.
All right, #1 Lincoln against defending state champion Morgan Park. Should be a good one. The 3A state title on the line when we return to Carver Arena.
Peoria, welcome to Carver Arena for America's original March Madness, and this, the 107th state championship in basketball. The 3A championship for 2014 features the Lincoln Rail Splitters 34-2, and the defending state champion Morgan Park Mustangs a record of 23-6. At this time, we ask you to please stand, remove your caps, and pause for a moment of silence to remember the men and women in the armed forces serving us here and around the world, away from their families, protecting our freedom. Thank you as we thank them. And now please address the flag with your hand over your heart as Mariah Copeland, a senior at Downers Grove South, sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
And now, let's meet the starting lineups for this 3A championship game. For Lincoln at a forward, a 5'11 senior, 4, Tyler Horsham. For Morgan Park at a forward, a 6'7 senior, 15, Marcus Johnson. The other forward for the Rail Splitters, a 6'3 senior, 42, Edward Bowlby. The other forward for the Mustangs, a 6'8 senior, 21, Josh Cunningham. One of 3 guards for Lincoln, a 6'6 junior, 22, Gavin Block. One of 3 guards for Morgan Park, a 5'10 sophomore, 2, Charlie Moore. Another guard for the Rail Splitters, a 6'2 senior, 2, Max Cook. Another guard for the Mustangs, a 6'4 senior, 10, Torrey Johnson. The third guard for Lincoln, a 6-foot senior, 3, Joey Olden. And the third guard for Morgan Park, a 6'5 senior, 23, Lamont Walker. Head coach for Lincoln, a 37-year career, 24 for the Rail Splitters, a record of 560 and 175, Neil Alexander.
Defending state champ Morgan Park, number 1 Lincoln for the state title. We're back with the tip-off right after this. Don't have it. There's Craig Gilson from Ameren, Illinois, the power company here, Central Illinois. They get a check from me, usually once a month. Bills paid here, the lights are on, the popcorn's popped, and we are ready to go. 3A state championship basketball. Lincoln, 34-2, ranked number 1 in the state. Morgan Park, 23-6, ranked 5th in the final 3A poll of the season. One of the better crowds here at Carver Arena in recent years. A lot of them have made the 40-45 minute drive from Lincoln right up I-155 to Morton and then hang a left and come in on I-74. Morgan Park representing the Windy City here today. We are underway. Alley-oop time for Cunningham, broken up by the Railers.
Good defensive possession for Lincoln right out of the gate. Now you can see that ball movement as good as we've seen. They really get that thing zipping around the perimeter.
Rail Splitters team, one of the most unselfish and deep when it comes to three-point shooting in the almost 40-year coaching career of Neil Alexander. Very patient. Railers, the home team on the scoreboard here. Morgan Park wearing the road green. 1 minute gone here, no score. Max Cook for 3, it's off the mark. He had a rough shooting day yesterday, just 2 of 10 against Rockford Lutheran. Look at Nick Urban and check out his shoes. Can we get a shot of his shoes? His 6th season as head coach. He had some wild ones yesterday. Those are even brighter. Josh Cunningham, nice little reverse layup. He averages 23 points a game for the Mustangs.
Morgan Park going right inside out of the gate. That's where they have their advantage.
Good score for the Mustangs after the patient offensive half-court offense for Lincoln. Good thought about the 3. Here's Gavin Block. Puts it on the floor, takes it to the hole, had a good look, didn't finish. Charlie Moore, the sophomore, brings it across for Morgan Park. Lamont Walker tries the 3. Block the tip, and the rebound to Lincoln. Rail Rail Splitters only 2 losses this year. They lost back in mid-January to Lanphier and then lost the next night to Wayne McLean Champaign Central team. They have not lost since, 20 in a row. Alley-oop time to Bowlby. Ed Bowlby, only 4 points yesterday. He scores the first basket of this game for Lincoln.
Yeah, good set play there. Executed perfectly. Lincoln able to answer the inside bucket.
Charlie Moore, the 3. He had 12 points in the game against Orly, 1 for 5 behind the arc, but he hits his first 3-point attempt today.
And that's big for Morgan Park. Not necessarily known as a 3-point shooting team.
And the Railers answer, Bowlby. Sorry, Joey Olden with the 3.
And Lincoln is a good 3-point shooting team, so that's what they look to do.
The ball inside to Walker, and it'll be a foul on Max Cook. We played a tick over 3 minutes. It's time for a break, and we are all even. Good start for both teams. Tied at 5. 3-point shots going down early. This one for Joey Olden of Lincoln. They're here from Lincoln. They sold over 1,300 super sectional tickets in less than a day, and they are packing this house for their Rail Splitters. They love their basketball in Lincoln, and that man is a big reason why. 24 years at Lincoln, 560 wins, 175 losses. Had his 700th career win earlier this year. Had not won at state until yesterday. He was 0-3 on state floor until the win over Rockford Lutheran. Josh Cunningham triple teamed inside. Walker hit the deck. No whistle.
Good defense by Lincoln, good patience by Morgan Park.
Charlie Moore, another 3. It almost looks like he's throwing an alley-oop pass. He's so far out, and his shot follow-through is a little different than textbook, but boy, he's hit them both.
You're going to hear that name a lot here in the future. Only a sophomore. Great floor general. He really gets the team set up, gets them running the offense. He's making 3s. It's an added bonus for this Morgan Park team.
2 threes in a row for Charlie Moore. Gavin block gets blocked inside. Joey Olden tries to take it away, but Morgan Park controls. A long 3 for Moore. Maybe feeling it a little too much. It didn't go. The follow for Cunningham. The second one is good. And it's a 10-5 lead for the Mustangs. Boy, Josh Cunningham got a rebound, missed, and pogo sticked right back and got the second.
And that's what you like to see at that next level, is that second bounce. A lot of guys are athletic Division I basketball players, but that second time off the floor, how quick can you get back up? He has that ability.
And if you're under the age of 50 and don't know what a pogo stick is, ask your grandparents. You might not even know what a pogo stick is.
I've seen one before.
In a museum. 10-5 the Morgan Park lead.
Morgan Park prides himself on defense. They're going to have to defend this game long stretches of time. Lincoln really moves that ball and they're patient.
3 in the corner, knocked in. That's Tyler Horsham, the 5'11 senior. His 47th 3 of the year. 18 passes that possession. And now an offensive foul against Morgan Park. Goes against Torrey Johnson. Peyton Evelair into the ball game for Lincoln. He had a couple of key steals in the 4th quarter yesterday for the Rail Splitters. He's number 14 in white. We talked about those 2 losses. Neil Alexander said we changed some things defensively, and it's been key for us. And now the backdoor cut for Max Cook. He will go to the line for the the three-point play.
And just when you think they're going to pass 18 times again, they get you with a quick hitter. 3 passes, backdoor, great setup, and a terrific finish by Max Cook.
Over Josh Cunningham, and the 71% free thrower at the line missed it.
Well, both teams 2 threes, both teams 2 layups, so different styles of play, but mirror images on the scoreboard right now.
And a great start to what we expect to be a great championship game here. Cunningham passes out of the double team. Now it's Moore. Little floater, no good. Over the back. Charlie Moore maybe trying to do a little too much now after those first few went in.
Yeah, a little bit of a force there. Penetration, got into the lane, and then shot over a couple defenders.
Jaron Randall into the ball game now for Morgan Park. Charlie Moore will get a rest. Morgan Park to full court pressure. Belair looking for Bowlby. Instead, it's blocked. Down the lane, he'll go to the line. Didn't get it to go, but he'll go to the line. And that will be 2 fouls on Josh Cunningham. 2 quick fouls on the big guy. Nick Irvin will have to get him out of there. Gavin Block, the 6'6", 190-pound junior, 16 points, 4 steals in yesterday's win over Rockford Lutheran. And that's one thing, Sean, that we didn't get a chance to talk about much yesterday was Lincoln's defense. They really pride themselves on their defense, and Neil Alexander said we're going to win with our defense. If we can defend people, we'll be in good shape. We saw that late yesterday against Rockford Lutheran.
Yeah, that was the deciding factor. Even when they weren't making those threes, they were holding up defensively and then came up with big steals to seal the win.
We see one there from Joey Olden. Lincoln the 1-point lead. Trying to turn that turnover into points. Block for 3. Gavin Block, 61 threes on the season.
And he had a huge one against Lutheran, down 2. Stepped up and hit a big 3. Just under a minute to play in that ball game.
9-0 run for the Railers, and they'll look to add to that here after the Morgan Park turnover. Lincoln students on their feet here at Carver Arena today. Final day of the high school basketball season.
You see Morgan Park switching to a zone.
Holding the alley-oop to Bowlby. Ed Bowlby with his second bucket of the quarter.
That was a great adjustment on the fly for Lincoln, recognizing the zone and had a set play drawn up to get that lob to Bowlby.
Ed Bowlby, just 2 of 11 from the floor yesterday. He's hit a couple of shots early. And now a foul inside on Lincoln as Lamont Walker got it deep. The foul is on Ed Bowlby. There's a look at our officials. Michael Luzzi, Tracy Carruthers, Robert Horvath making the calls today. And Lamont Walker, 6'5" senior from Morgan Park, goes to the line. Maybe the best defensive player in the state. Jamal Burton into the ball game for the Mustangs now.
Wasn't a lot of scoring in that semifinal game with Morgan Park and Orr yesterday. Lamont Walker got it. Would like to pick up his scoring in this one as he just missed 2 free throws.
Rail Splitters on an 11-0 run here in the waning moments of the first quarter. They had a good first quarter yesterday. Not so good in the second. Trying to hold for one here. Although you can never tell with them because they always run a lot of
Just
offense.
about to say, this is a normal possession. I think they'll take a shot if they have a good look. But they're really happy with a 6-point lead at the quarter. They would like to get the last, especially now, 19 seconds. You'll look for them to run their off. They have a wide open layup. They're going to take it, but they're going to try to shoot this under 5, 6, 7 seconds.
Whistle away from the ball. It goes against Lamont Walker. That's his first. Cunningham already on the bench. with 2. Neil Alexander yelling the play to his team. Up 6 here. Joey Olden got the layup, couldn't finish. And a travel. Jamal Burton took it right into the teeth of the defense and turns it over.
Now 12 seconds to go. You should get the last shot of the quarter here.
Neil Alexander's son, Greg Alexander, suggesting an offensive play. Block. That was a good call, Coach. Gavin Block for 3 at the buzzer. A 14-0 run by the Rail Splitters, and they take a 9-point lead to the break. If that was the play, Gavin Block executed it to perfection.
Yeah, everybody did. That's exactly what they wanted. You can see they took it to the wing, down screen, wide open shot for Gavin Block. He is feeling it here in the early going. Lincoln with the 9-point lead.
4 threes in the first quarter for the Railers.
14-0 run for Lincoln, and they have the 9-point lead as we head to our second quarter in our Class 3A state championship game. Matt Rodewald with you here at Carver Arena. So much has been talked about the Lincoln offense and the way they run their stuff on the perimeter, their weave, so to speak. And Morgan Park says they have no problem defending it. In fact, they like it. They play so much defense in practice. This is just no big deal for them. And how you defend it, that's been the question. Talking to Larry Austin of Springfield Lanphier, he's here today to receive his All-State Award. He says one of the things he had some success doing in the one of the 2 losses that Lincoln had was you jump those passes out front. He says sometimes they put down an extra dribble that gives them vulnerability, and you can take it and take it away.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. Gavin Block with the foul on the illegal screen, and it'll be Morgan Park ball down 9, an 11, or check that, a 14-0 run by Lincoln. We saw it yesterday. They went 4 for 8 from 3-point range in the first quarter, and then missed their next 7 3-pointers. See how they do in the second quarter here.
Yeah, right now they have good balance. Only 5 of their 10 shots are threes.
Lamont Walker, the outside shot, and then the follow inside for Kane Harris.
Good job cleaning up the second chance opportunity from Harris.
Joey Olden for 3. And that's just the unselfishness there, the extra pass for Lincoln. They hit 4 threes in the first quarter. 3 different players hit threes. 6 Lincoln players with 23s or more this season. Offensive rebound and then a tie-up. Alonzo Chapman got the tie-up after the offensive rebound. It'll stay with Morgan Park.
And second chance opportunity. Great job by Chapman going up and getting it. Leads to a tie-up.
Talk about that 1-2-2 zone for Lincoln. Now a foul on the Railers. Coming into the game, they were allowing only 37.5 points per game. That is 1 point better defensively than they were a year ago, which was a school record.
Yeah, they give you fits. They're very in sync on that 1-2-2.
And now a charge drawn by Gavin Block. Foul is on Alonzo Chapman. That's one thing the Railers do well defensively is draw charges too.
Absolutely, and they had quite a few of them again yesterday.
Morgan Park extending that defense. Max Cook double team and now foul. And the reach on Torrey Johnson, that's his second. And it was a hand fight and physical right there at half court.
Yeah, they were going for that loose ball, trying for that tie-up. Maybe a little too over-aggressive, but they were trying to speed the tempo up a little bit, get that trap just across half court.
And Cook misses his second straight free throw. He's normally 71% at the line.
Yeah, 1 for 4 for Lincoln out of the gate from the line. Usually a very good free throw shooting team.
Baseline jumper for Torrey Johnson's no good. Cook picked up his dribble at a bad spot. Abelair comes up with it. Block for three. Yes. Gavin Block, 10 points.
Not exactly how you draw it up, but Lincoln will take the outcome. Cook picked up the ball in the back court. A little bit of a loose ball, but they found Block in the corner.
Charlie Moore hit his first 2 threes. Now he's missed a couple in a row. Gavin Block's 3 of 3 behind the arc now for Lincoln. 5 of 7 on the long ball. There's a look at those numbers. It'll be more of a weapon for Lincoln. Bowlby the miss. He was 0 of 8 behind the arc yesterday. Jaron Randall back in for Morgan Park. Lincoln the 10-point lead. They beat Rockford Lutheran yesterday 45-42. Just 9 of 32 from 3-point range. And Charlie Moore turns it over. The defensive pressure from Lincoln that time forcing the turnover.
Yeah, both teams using that 3/4 court press. Giving each other problems right now.
Lincoln had 12 steals on those 15 Rockford Lutheran turnovers yesterday.
Park back to that 2-3 zone.
Abelair short on the 3-point attempt. Lamont Walker with the spin move to the hoop.
Very impressive finish in the open floor. Spinning away to avoid the defender. Bumped into another and still ball up in the basket.
Looks like the Lewis Adams Jr. play from our 3rd place game, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Max Cook gets an open look. His first 3 of the afternoon.
And there's the danger playing that 2-3 zone. Shooters all over the floor. And when Lincoln gets the ball moving, they can get you spread out.
Rail Splitters up 11. Kane Harris almost turned it over. Teams have been seeing this 1-2-2 zone half-court trap for as long as Neil Alexander's been at Lincoln. Kane Harris with the 3. He's got 5 points now.
And that's a big answer. Got the double figures there, and he's able to knock down a huge 3. Harris going to be an up-and-coming player you're going to hear a lot about in the next couple of years.
Eight-point Lincoln lead. Just over halfway through the second quarter of our 3A state championship game here on the IHSA TV network. Lee Hall, Sean Harrington, Matt Rodewald with you from downtown Peoria. Open look in the corner for Bowlby, won't go. Here come the Mustangs. And Railers get in there and mix it up, and it'll be Lincoln ball when we come back. Rail Splitters out to an 8-point lead. Morgan Park, a little razzle-dazzle, trying to get back in this one.
It means everything. It means so much to us to be able to give them this opportunity and get the kids out of school on Friday and all my friends and stuff. It means so much to us.
I mean, they've been very supportive. I think the last 3 or 4 wins that we got was because of our fan base, and you know, they've been very supportive. They're loud. They know our kids. It'll be a special weekend for the town of Lincoln, and these guys have provided it for them.
A lot of people think Lincoln might be the best program not to have won a state title. And they are in search of their first one here today. Max Cook, Neil Alexander talking about what basketball means to their community. Here comes Morgan Park in transition. Charlie Moore trying to score on the layup, but he's fouled and he will shoot free throws. Fouls on Bowlby, his second. Charlie Moore to the line, hit his first 2 3-point shots of the afternoon. 5'10" sophomore. Nick Irvin talking about him after yesterday's win. He said, I'm proud of that little fella.
Yeah, he's got an unbelievable heart, plays hard. We said he just seemed like he was everywhere on the court, whether it was getting deflections, steals, getting a few shots, rebounds, assists. Very, very active.
Yeah, his field goal percentage wasn't very good, but that just proves what an impact you can have on a game when the shot's not there. But Charlie Moore able to do as a point guard, 4 steals, and running the offense, getting the ball where it needs to go. Gavin Block putting it on the floor. Now it's Max Cook to Joey Olden. His second 3 of the game.
That's drive and kick basketball. That's what Lincoln wants. 2 feet in the lane, kick out to a shooter with this feet set. They're going to make that most of the time.
Joey Olden with a pair of 3s now in this first half. And it's back to a 10-point Lincoln lead. Max Cook whistled for his second foul. Lincoln has now set the record, the 3A record for most 3s in a 3A tournament with that 16th 3. Washington, Champaign, Centennial, Oswego bypass with that 3 from Joey Olden. Minute 40 to go here, first half. Lincoln leading by 10. Morgan Park trying to win back-to-back state titles. No team has done that in Class 3A. Baseline 3 is no good. Kane Harris to miss that time. Morgan Park gets another shot at it. Randall will try the 3. Jaron Randall, 5'10" sophomore, buries the 3.
A good-looking shot there, and it was a second chance opportunity. Offensive rebound for Morgan Park. Set that play up.
Evil there bringing it across against the pressure. Adam Conradi, number 44 in the ball game now for Lincoln. Gavin Block drives, baseline has it taken away. Lamont Walker got a hand on it. Now the pass behind Charlie Moore. And that's a turnover against Morgan Park, but that was a bad pass.
Yeah, threw that one behind Moore that time. Now, if you're Lincoln, you're probably looking up at the clock. If you can, 37 seconds, run this down to halftime. You'll be pretty happy with the first half that you've had, up 7.
Lincoln a 14-0 run to end the first quarter. Morgan Park chipping away at it here in the second. Final seconds, first half. 16 seconds to go now.
And both defense have been very active. You see Morgan Park flying around as well.
Joey Olden for 3. The follow and the rebound for Tyler Horsham. And that's how the first half ends. So a 3 on an offensive rebound for Morgan Park. And then a follow-up bucket for Horsham, and it's a 9-point game at the half. Lincoln out in front.
Good balance from Lincoln inside now. Obviously making 3s has been a huge key to this, but they've done a very good job of that balanced attack. A little more balanced today than they were yesterday, and they got that offense clicking on all cylinders.
Let's hear what Neil Alexander has to say. He's with Matt Rodewald.
Well, it's momentum can only take you so far. Nice to get that bucket at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, it was. They kind of took it away there the last 4 minutes. They done some change up in their defense, and that was what we had to learn or have to attack. Is there multiple defenses that they do? So we've got to continue just to attack and be able to do the things. We've got enough weapons on the floor that the boxing one and things, eventually our kids will find it.
They've gotten their points in transition, but a couple from the outside too. Do you let them just keep shooting?
No, we want to get out and cover them, but we got to break down and play the drive. And if we can do that and rebound with them, Josh Cunningham has not been in the whole second quarter, so we still got to battle that problem.
Okay, Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Head coach Neil Alexander. of Lincoln on the verge of their first state championship in school history, up 9 at the break. It is a 9-point lead for Lincoln here at the break on top of Morgan Park in our Class 3A state championship battle. And it's been a good one so far, going back and forth. Lincoln leading much of the way. On the floor right now, getting ready for our 3rd and 4th place trophies. And for the presentation, we send it over to Paul Herzog and the PA.
Assisted by Greg Bradley. At this time, let's meet the Crusaders of Rockford Lutheran. 4th place in 3A with a record of 30-5. Meet their athletic director, Gary Griffin. Certified athletic trainer, Brad Bauman. Head coach, Tom Guzzi. Assistant coach, Scott Erdman. Assistant coach, Tori Boyd. Assistant coach, Haddon Anderson. Assistant coach, Lucas Weber. Now the Crusaders players. 1, James Robinson. 2, Matt Anderson. 3, Kendall Lawson. 4, Thomas Kopelman. 5, Tim Kohler. 10, Zach McGurk. 11, Ryan Dolan. 14, Michael Ryan. 20, Joseph Kellen. 21, Mitch Funk. 24, Nate Weeding. 25, Ben Buchanan. 31, Nick Brigham. 34, Jacob Milani. And the scorekeeper, Brad Giamalva. Congratulations to the Crusaders of Rockford Lutheran, 4th place, 2014. Presenting medallions for 3rd place will be Robert Nolting, assisted by Dr. Jim Quaid. At this time, let's meet the Spartans of Chicago War, 3rd place, 3A, a record of 25-5. The Chicago Public Schools Director of Sports Information and Administration, Thomas Trotter. Principal, Thais Sims. Athletic Director, Thomas Johnson.
Thank you very much.
Regional Athletic Director, Joel Bullock.
Thank you so much.
Head coach, Lewis Adams. Assistant coach, Jamal Ridley.
Great job, Coach. You're welcome. Thank you.
Assistant coach, Carlos Enriquez. Assistant coach, Narvel Newson.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Assistant coach, Phil Gibson. And now the Spartan players. 0, Taekwon Greer. 1, Lewis Adams Jr. 3, Daryl Curry. 4, Demetrius Dortch. 11, Isaiah Hayes. 12, Armani Owsley. 20, Sire Carroll. 22, Jerian Jackson. 23, Marlon Jones. 24, Devon King. 25, Keith Bynum. 30, Jason Newman. 32, Donnell Williams. And 33, Jamel Dotson. Manager, Dewan Glenn. And manager, Jackass Williams. The Spartans, 3A, third place, 2014. Presenting the fourth place trophy, Dan Klett. Will coach Tom Guzzi and the captains of Lutheran step forward and receive the fourth place trophy. Presenting the trophy for third place, John Stimler. Coach Lewis Adams and the captains of Chicago Ore step forward and receive the third place trophy. Congratulations to both schools for very good years, to the fans, family, and friends for your support. 2014, America's Original March Madness.
There you get a look at Orr winning their first third place trophy, the highest trophy they've ever won, fourth place a year ago. And remember, their first regional title came just 2 years ago. So it's a long way coming for the folks at Orr Academy. As for Rockford Lutheran, they were sent back to the hotel to get their suits on so they could take this picture. Rockford Lutheran, fourth place in 2014. Congratulations to the Crusaders and Satyr Nation along the state line. Got a state champion to decide. Lincoln with a 9-point lead here at the break. We'll be back. The experience of March Madness here at Carver Arena as we are at halftime of our Class 3A state championship battle between the Railers and the Mustangs. Number 1 ranked Lincoln with a 9-point lead here at the break on the defending state champs from Morgan Park. How do we get here? How about the highlights to show you exactly how we got here? And we know how Lincoln got here, the 3-point shooting, and we'll get to that in just a second. First with Morgan Park, though. They're able to do it in the paint. And here we go. As you can see, Josh Cunningham, first and foremost, the layup inside. They've been able to work in the paint a little bit. 4 points for him, 2 of 3 from the floor. The 3 from Charlie Moore, the sophomore sensation, along with Jaron Randall, very good from the outside. And how about the putback from Charlie Moore working on the inside as well? The bucket from Josh Cunningham once again. And how about Lamont Walker, the spin move, and he threw it up. Enough body control. Play of the day so far for Lamont Walker, his only basket at 2 points. Lincoln, it's all threes all the time. Joey Olden, then Max Cook. Rattles that around and in. And then the All-Stater, Gavin Block. 3 for 3 from long range. Here's 2 of them for you right here. Step out, top of the key, knock it down. And for Lincoln so far, 7 of 14 from 3. That is their bread and butter. You know, yesterday they were 5 of 11 from inside the arc. Right now you're looking at 4 of 6 inside the arc. Everything else from the outside. Not much from free throw standpoint. The rebounds going to the Mustangs, and they'll need it to get in transition to get back into this one, down by 9 turnovers. The Mustangs a little more in that, and those points coming back to Lincoln at 12-5 as far as your points off turnovers go. And again, we mentioned the free throws and the rebounding, not much of at the moment, and we'll keep an eye on those turnovers. Just 3 steals from Morgan Park, trying to force the issue. You can expect more pressure from them coming up here in this second half. We got a good second half coming up for you. It's Morgan Park down by 9. We'll have a conversation with Nick Irvin, the head coach of the Mustangs, next here on the IHSA Television Network. It is a 9-point deficit for the Mustangs, the defending state champions, as we get set to start our second half. Matt Rodewald with head coach Nick Irvin. Where do you start as far as getting out in those threes?
Well, we just got to get out and pressure them in the front court. We can't let them set up their offense in half court. They're a good ball club. We knew that coming in, and you know, some of the guys that follow the scouting report that we put together, but hopefully it'll be a different outcome at the end of this.
You've been able to get some points in transition a little bit. Do you create problems, create pressure, and create the tempo here in the second half?
Oh, yeah, we're about to play Mustang basketball this half. We're about to be a lot of pressure, about to be a lot of chaos this half.
A lot of these kids have been in this situation before. State championship game at halftime. What do you talk about to them with their experience level, 16 minutes to go?
I told them you got to seize the moment. You got to come on with it. I mean, down 9, it was okay. But we've been in this situation before, and we're going to come with it. That's all I can say.
Ditching the jacket for the second half.
Oh, yeah, I had to roll my sleeves up at halftime. I'm about to work these sidelines.
All right, indication how dirty you think could get here. Nick Irvin, the head coach of Morgan Park. He's got work to do. So does his team. Down 9 here at the break. Morgan Park trying to become the second Chicago team to win back-to-back state championships. Some work to be done in the second half. We'll be back.
Just about ready to get underway in our second half. 30-21, Lincoln leads at the half. And Sean, when you look at the first half stats, what leaps out at you?
Well, a couple things we talked about it is the rebounding, which Morgan Park had to take advantage of. They're doing that, but they have 9 turnovers, only 8 made baskets. So they have more turnovers than made baskets. They're usually the team that's forcing the chaos, forcing the pressure, and they're not handling Lincoln's pressure right now. So turnovers is big. And we talked about it at the open. Lincoln shot the ball really bad from 3 yesterday and still won the ball game. They're a much better three-point shooting team. 7 of 14. They're shooting the ball great from the 3. If they can continue in the second half, it's going to be tough for Morgan Park to keep up with them.
Now Lincoln with the edge and points off turnovers 12-5. The Rail Splitters have only turned it over 4 times, and that doesn't seem like very much, and it's not. They only average 6 turnovers a game.
Yeah, they take care of the basketball extremely well. Morgan Park turns up pressure, so they're going to have to continue that in the second half. Morgan Park here, find the shooters early and see if they can get out and run before that defense can get set in the half court for Lincoln.
Nick Irvin talking about turning up the pressure defensively. I thought his team played some great pressure defense in that first half. Horsham for 3. Morgan Park, couple of players there couldn't hang on. Josh Cunningham, Jamal Burton both going for it. Couldn't hang on to it. Lincoln will get another crack at it.
And Morgan Park back in that 2-3 zone, so they're gonna have to find shooters. You're Lincoln, you want that good ball movement. Going side to side here. Want to see if you can kind of get a wing touch as well. Get that defense to shift a little bit.
Lincoln led by 9 after 1 quarter. They lead by 9 here, the opening moments of the third. Gavin Block wants to take it in down low. High off the glass and good for Gavin Block. He's got 12 points.
That's a great spin move and body control by Gavin Block down the low post.
11-point lead's the biggest of this game. Lincoln gets the tie up. It'll stay with Morgan Park. And there's some of that 1-2-2 zone. It's a pressure in the half court, and they really do a good job of tying people up and getting a hand on the ball, getting in the passing lane.
Yeah, a lot of times when you think of a zone, you think of a laid back, kind of settle back in. Not Lincoln. They get after you defensively. They come out and pressure, high hands. You see doubling down the block every single time Cunningham gets a touch.
And an unforced error, Jamal Burton, but that's part of that pressure. That's what it does to you. Yeah, it's not your father's zone defense. I remember zone defense years ago. You just kind of packed it in, and there wasn't a three-point shot. There wasn't a shot clock.
And it's hard to prepare for because most teams do just kind of sit back and don't pressure out of his zone. So to simulate that in practice is very difficult. That's why so many teams struggle playing against Syracuse. It's a long zone. It's a attacking zone. When you watch Syracuse, how they play.
Bowlby couldn't hang on to the pass, and Lincoln turns it over. Kane Harris into the ball game now for Morgan Park. Both teams shooting it well. Morgan Park 47%, 54.5% for Lincoln.
It's really been a good offensive performance from both teams.
Lamont Walker for 3.
They're able to make the shots. They can set up their press here.
A little too aggressive, and it'll be a foul. It goes on Lamont Walker, his second. Nick Irvin losing the sport coat, rolling up his sleeves, ready to go to work here in the third quarter.
Good pressure here. Struggling to get the ball in.
Just did beat the 5 count.
Here's where Lincoln gets in their comfort zone. They can beat that initial pressure. They do a good job moving the ball in the half court.
Tough place to pick up your dribble. Damage blocked to Max Cook for 3. The rebound fell right to Bowlby. He goes back up and gets the bounce. Ed Bowlby with 6 points.
Good job being active on the glass. Morgan Park just mistimed their jump on that defensive rebound.
Mustangs get the ball inside. It'll be a foul against Lincoln. Edward Bowlby inside. His uncle Chuck Bergerber, big name in Lincoln history, played college ball at the University of Kentucky. He's in the IBCA Hall of Fame as well. Inside Walker on the inbounds play. Nice play there. He's got 7.
And great execution. Baseline out of bounds. Always trying to steal points anytime you can get them. Morgan Park executed it perfectly. Got it right to Cunningham.
Joey Olden gets fouled. Charlie Moore whistled for the infraction. That's his second. Max Cook to inbounds in front of his own bench.
Backdoor on this play earlier. That time Morgan Park was ready for it.
Adam Conrady, number 44, in now for Lincoln. Offensive rebound try by Conrady, and it'll be a whistle on Josh Cunningham. That's 3 on the Morgan Park big man. Conrady doing a nice job on the offensive glass. And we'll go to a break. 3 minutes plus gone here in the third quarter. Lincoln with an 8-point lead as we play for a state title here in Peoria.
It's always nice to be ranked number 1. Before this year, I'm not sure if Lincoln had ever been ranked number 1 before. So it's cool to be number 1, but it doesn't mean anything to us. We know coming in, we got to play our best basketball every game if we're going to want to compete here at the state tournament.
Max Cook on being ranked number 1 in the state coming into the state semifinals. Neil Alexander saying it's really nice for the people in town, but we know we've got to come and bring our game every night.
Yeah, you love when you hear your players talking like that. It's always a good thing to be number 1, but they want to be number 1 in about 30 minutes from now, and that's the ultimate goal. They've had a great season. See if they can finish it off in the second half.
Gavin block on the inbounds. Tough shot inside over a double team. He's got 14.
Both teams really executing baseline out of bounds. A couple buckets now, back and forth. Morgan Park got one. Lincoln, great execution out of timeout.
Lamont Walker's 3 is long. Johnson had the rebound. It's a tie up, and it'll go to Lincoln. Big hand there. Just about everybody wanted a piece of that one.
Yeah, great effort from both teams. A couple guys diving in there, getting their hands on it, trying to steal a possession for their team.
And the deep ball for Joey Holden. Can he track it down? He missed the layup. And now a whistle for the foul. Showed some of that soccer speed. He's an all-conference defender in soccer. He got ahead of the crowd, but missed the layup.
Almost maybe a little too much speed. He was flying down the court. Great pass, good execution. Just missed the layup.
Got his head down a little bit there. Neil Alexander hollering at him, clapping at him.
Always thinking next play. That's what you're always telling your team. That's what you got to think as a player.
be a push on Gavin Block inside. Josh Cunningham has not scored since the first quarter for Morgan Park.
He got those 4 points real early.
That happens a lot at State. They take away the best player and someone has to beat you.
Yeah, all eyes are obviously out of the zone. Guys are flying around, but anytime Cunningham touches it, there's 2 or 3 white jerseys around him.
Corey Johnson can't connect. A chance for Lincoln to build on that 10-point lead. Biggest lead was 11. Max Cook. Now it's Olden. Gavin Block now. Puts it on the floor and takes it to the hole. The lefty layup for Gavin Block. He's got 16. That matches his total from yesterday's semifinal.
Shows the unselfish play. I thought 2 different guys probably could have taken a 3. They didn't. Continue to pass ball around. Great drive by Block, getting to the basket using the left hand.
And whistle and Kane Harris limping for Morgan Park. The officials stopped the game. Jaron Randall will come in for Morgan Park. Peyton Ebelair in for Lincoln. 12-point Rail Splitters lead.
Yelling hands, and that's exactly what this team does. Active hands. You can see every single time I close out, hands are up. Take away passing lanes.
Charlie Moore's long 3 is off the mark. It is first 2. Now they go inside, and Josh Cunningham stepped out of bounds. He finally got a good look inside, but turns it over.
That was a good spin move on the baseline. Just ran out of real estate.
And now the full court pressure by the defending state champs. Kane Harris been taken back to the Morgan Park locker room, we're told. We'll keep you up to date on his injury status. Under 3 minutes to go now, third quarter. Gavin Block again to the hole. He draws the foul and he'll shoot free throws. He's come up big in big games all year. A couple of games against Lanphier, he totaled 58 points. At least one of those games, Springfield Lanphier was ranked #1. Maybe both games, now that if memory serves.
This is a team, we've talked about how well they move the ball on the perimeter. Well, Gavin Block is the guy that can break you down off the dribble. He uses those angles to help himself get into the lane.
SIU Edwardsville taking a look at the 6'6" junior from Lincoln. He's got 17 points, and it's a 13-point Rail Splitter lead. Only 26 points for Morgan Park. More than halfway through the third quarter. That's the kind of defense Lincoln's played all season long. And now Lamont Walker with the whistle and the foul. Or is it just out of bounds? I believe it's just out of bounds.
Might call it kick ball.
Good diagonal pass to Joey Olden there. Gavin blocked the give, and Conradi couldn't get the layup. Good defense that time by Morgan Park to catch up to him. Alley-oop try. Cunningham can't get it to fall. And he still hasn't scored since the first quarter. That was his best chance right there. Max Cook loses the ball. Here comes Lamont Walker in transition.
Great speed in the open floor. Good take by Lamont Walker. It's an important minute and a half here for both teams. Morgan Park would love to get this down to single digits heading into the fourth.
Neil Alexander calls timeout with 11-point lead on the scoreboard, 1:38 to play. Coach Alexander fired up in that huddle. His team bending a little bit to the pressure here.
And then 13-point lead and just under 2 minutes to go before that turnover. So I think they want to take their opportunities when they can. You break that press and you have numbers, go ahead and get it and take it. But if you don't have it, you want to work the clock, get another good shot, keep moving the basketball. That's what's gotten you here to this point.
We're anticipating a good finish to this one. The band is here from Romeoville. They're playing to almost a full house here. Not too many empty seats here at Carver Arena for this 3A title game. Lincoln well represented here. Fourth back in 1980 under Lauren Wallace. Neil Alexander, this is his fourth trip to state. Got his first win yesterday and going for the big trophy here today. Abelair gets it across for Lincoln. Joey Olden for three. Good look there. Here comes Johnson in transition. He'll shoot two as the foul will go against Lincoln and Gavin Block. Let's go to Matt Rodewald.
Conversation in the huddle for Nick Irvin and the Mustangs, all about energy, just trying to make sure that everybody's okay. They know they're going to do a lot of pressuring full court the entire way for the rest of the way, another 9 minutes or so. And we saw yesterday how deep they went. They're trying to wear down Lincoln as best they can, see if they can cut into this lead, but they're concerned about everyone's energy.
Corey Johnson at the free throw line. He makes that one. His first free throw of the afternoon and his first point. The senior splits the free throws, and now Lincoln almost turns it over. Max Cook runs it down.
You can see the pressure really amped up. Morgan Park full court in the half court being very active.
Lincoln doing a good job against it. Abelair, though, turns it over. One dribble too many that time. Here's Charlie Moore with it. Under a minute to go now. And it's Olden whistled for the foul. Going to be out of bounds. Still not in the bonus for Morgan Park. Jaron Randall back in for the Mustangs. They're within 10. Lincoln's been up as many as 13 in this one. And it's Block with the takeaway. Give to Max Cook. Now it's Conradi from the top of the key. A quick shot for Lincoln that time. And it'll be Morgan Park ball. Maybe a little too quick on the trigger that time.
Yeah, that's not the shot you're looking for. Under 30 seconds to go, 10-point lead. You want to take this to the quarter. It's a tough shot from 17 feet for Conradi.
Morgan Park with a chance to get it to single digits here. Jaron Randall high off the glass. Cunningham the follow. He'll go to the line. That might not have been the shot Nick Irvin wanted either, but a good job by Cunningham to get to the glass and to the line.
Yeah, right now, if you're Morgan Park, though, you have to attack, and that was at least what Randall did. He attacked, got it up on the glass on the shot, and then let your big guys go in there and get those offensive rebounds. Exactly what Cunningham did that time.
Indiana, Bradley, Oklahoma, Creighton, DePaul, Minnesota among those looking at Josh Cunningham shooting his first free throw of the afternoon here today. It's back to single digits now with 17.5 to play in the third. Cunningham with just 5 points in this game. Nobody in double figures for Morgan Park. Cunningham makes them both. Lincoln with the ball and 17.5 to play in the third. The steal and the lay-in for Dylan Watley. He cuts it to 6.
That was the substitutions there. Brought in 2 quick guards for the press.
Well, let's come up with a steal there. It'll be Lincoln ball with 6.7 left.
A great close to the quarter so far here for Morgan Park. See if they can end it with a stop. And they'll be in striking distance heading to the 4th.
Pressure burst pipes. And another takeaway. It was Randall getting a hand on it. Watley with the finish. And that's how the third quarter ends. Nick Irvin and the Mustangs fired up. They go on a 9-0 run to end the quarter and trail it by 4. And the defense turning into offense for the defending state champs. The Morgan Park cheerleaders with plenty to holler about. A good finish there, and it all started with defense for Morgan Park.
Well, they really turned up their pressure there to finish off the third quarter, and now they are within striking distance. And you can imagine they're going to keep the pressure cranked up. They were able to get turnovers and score before that Lincoln defense could get set. They've had a tough time scoring against that 1-2-2 zone. So getting turnovers and running out has been the key for Morgan Park.
A 9-0 run for the Mustangs. They now have 14 points off turnovers. Long 3 more. The tip and the rebound for Morgan Park. And blocked out of bounds by Max Cook. Jamal Burton trying to take it to the hoop, and Max Cook was there with the defense.
Great recovery by Max Cook to get down there, send it out of bounds. Watch for Cunningham here. Morgan Park loves to look for him on slips to the basket.
Lincoln with 6 turnovers in that third quarter, and they only had 4 in the first half. So that's the numbers that matter in this ball game. The 3, and it's a 1-point game. Jaron Randall with his second 3 of the game. Lincoln watching it get away from him here. Gavin Block almost dribbled it off himself. Bowlby wide open. Great recognition by Gavin Block.
And Lincoln's going to have to be strong with the ball just like that possession. Morgan Park amping up the pressure. They're going to keep that pressure up. Have to find somebody in the middle of the floor and then look opposite.
Charlie Moore for 3. And we are tied. Charlie Moore with his third 3 of the game. He's got 10 points. And it's a 41-41 contest. Morgan Park almost the steal. And then the foul. It is a foul. A steal and a foul on Edward Bowlby. I didn't think it was possible for Morgan Park to increase their defensive pressure, because I thought it was pretty darn good in the first half, but they have taken it up a spot. And Charlie Moore, the sophomore, with the big 3 there.
Yeah, they're really amping up their pressure, and who would have thought Morgan Park and Lincoln would have the same amount of made 3-point field goals with 6.5 minutes to go in this ball game. Both teams with 7 makes. Morgan Park doing it on 2 less attempts.
The run is now 15-2 in favor of Morgan Park. Josh Cunningham 2 of 2 at the line. And that's Morgan Park's first lead, I believe, since it was 10-8. Cunningham with both free throws. It's 43-41. Lincoln working against the full court pressure. Let's go to Matt Rodewald.
You know, guys, I had a chance to talk to Peyton Allen from Chatham-Glenwood before the game. He's a guy who ended Lincoln's season a year ago, and how you go against this Lincoln offense. He said you speed them up. You try and make them play way faster than they're comfortable playing. So far, this is the kind of second half he would envision.
Max Cook's 3 was about halfway down, but came out.
said in the open, they're going to have to make more than 7 threes. They're on 7, so they're going to need 1 or 2 more big ones here down the stretch. They're going to pull this game out.
Under 6 minutes to go now for a 3A state championship. Lee Hall, Sean Harrington, Matt Rodewald with you from Carver Arena in downtown Peoria. Morgan Park trailed by 9 after 1 quarter. They trailed by 9 at the half. They have rallied with their defense. And now work it. Spread offense against the 1-2-2 Lincoln zone. Gotta be careful of those passes.
They're playing the delay game right now. They're still looking to attack. They just want to get this defense to spread out a little bit more to see if they can get some driving lanes.
You mentioned a moment ago, it's Morgan Park's first lead since back in the first quarter. The Lincoln crowd chanting boring. That's not boring. Josh Cunningham from Lamont Walker. And it's a 4-point Mustangs lead.
Yeah, they were not holding the ball for 5 minutes, but they were trying to spread the defense out to have an opportunity just like that to get a back cut.
Gavin Block on his knee. And it's a 10 count against Lincoln. The Rail Splitters watching it slip away here in the 4th quarter. They're down 4, but the momentum with the high-flying Mustangs as we go to break. Back at Carver Arena, Morgan Park on a 19-2 run to take a 4-point lead on Lincoln with 4:31 to go in this 3A state championship game. Only 1 field goal for Lincoln since they were up 39-26. And that belongs to Ed Bolby. That pass from half court from Gavin Block, that layup, the only bucket. Been a long dry spell for the Railers.
And it's crediting the defense of Morgan Park. This pressure has been outstanding here in the second half.
The foul will go against Lincoln. Joey Olden picks up his 4th. And it'll be free throw time for number 3, Jaron Randall. Randall with a good offensive contribution for Nick Irvin in this ball game. 7 points off the bench.
Just 2 points in the semifinal, so he stepped up big here this afternoon.
6-point Morgan Park lead.
Morgan Park kind of backing the pressure off a little bit here with that 6-point lead.
Is it an inadvertent whistle or what we had there?
Not sure. The clock was moving maybe.
Gavin Block gets it in the lane. And it'll be a foul on Morgan Park's Jamal Burton. Lincoln ball out of bounds. 5 team fouls on Morgan Park, so they've got 2 to give. Morgan Park in the bonus. They lead it here by 6. Lincoln seeing their 13-point lead get away from them.
Another turnover for Lincoln.
And Bolby with the steal. They give the Block, he couldn't hang on. Here comes Walker, he's fouled. And it'll be free throws for Lamont Walker.
That's been the story of the second half, is turnovers for Lincoln. Even when they get one back, looks like a wide open layup for Gavin Block. They just can't execute the pass. It leads to another breakout for Morgan Park.
Lamont Walker at the line. And high for the rebound is Jamal Burton. And Nick Irvin calls timeout. Let's go to Matt Rodewald.
Well, we go from Championship Saturday to Celebration Sunday, as we always do, to give you the information for the celebrations for both schools. You can expect it to be Friday, although there's some wiggle room for the Mustang faithful, so you expect that on Vincennes. And, of course, Simeon not here this year. They're happy about that from a rivalry standpoint. In the meantime, for Lincoln and the entire town, I'm not sure if they can squeeze 10,000 people into Lincoln's gym, good old Royce Anderson gym, but that celebration will be tonight at 7 o'clock at the school gym. I would imagine there might be a little parade on your way in. You know, Lee, they could probably line the streets all the way from here to Lincoln, a good 45-minute drive, and there's somebody along the way, kind of like a marathon, but different.
Yeah. Actually going to dinner in Lincoln tonight, so I'm hoping that there won't be a crowd at the restaurant, I don't think. Everybody will be at the high school.
Everyone gets a table at this point, yeah. Tables are available at Lincoln restaurants.
The Rail Splitters crowd still fired up, trying to get their team fired up as well. And Neil Alexander talking about how the fans have really rallied his team. They trail it by 6. They were down to Cahokia on Tuesday night in the Super Sectional and came back. They need a rally right here. No field goals in the last 3:25 and just one since probably midway through the third quarter. Mustangs working against that 1-2-2 zone. Walker, the miss. Cunningham there for the follow. Josh Cunningham with 12.
Cunningham continues to be active on those offensive boards, making a living there tonight.
Colby thought about it. And here's Walker with the takeaway and the flush.
And more Morgan Park defense leading to offense. This time Lamont Walker.
And the charge call on Max Cook. That dunk just might be the exclamation point on Morgan Park's second straight state championship.
Yeah, you can just kind of tell with the body language right here. This Morgan Park team is fired up. Lincoln a step slow right now. 2.5 minutes. They have to pull together here, see if they can get a quick turnover. At least a stop.
Charlie Moore tried to alley-oop it. That pass was too long. Joey Olden. And he draws the foul. It'll be Lincoln ball out of bounds. Still not in the bonus yet.
Now Lincoln just has to get something going offensively. Big dry spell here.
Just one field goal for Lincoln in the last 10 or 11 minutes of action. And Gavin Block couldn't get that one to fall either. 2 minutes to play for a state title. Morgan Park down 13 with about 3:30 to go in the third quarter, and they have rallied in a huge way to take a 10-point lead in this ball game. It'll be free throws for the Mustangs. Nick Irvin rolling up those sleeves and his team doing the same thing defensively. Lamont Walker makes his first free throw of the afternoon after missing his first three.
They've really brought the pressure here second half. We talked about it. It wasn't like they weren't pressuring defensively in the first half, but they just weren't coming up with the steals. Lincoln now committing turnovers in the second half. And it's led to Morgan Park running out. That Lincoln defense was really good in the first half. Morgan Park not able to do anything in the half court. In this second half, they've been able to run out and get easy opportunities. That's been the difference in the ball game.
10 minutes with only one field goal for Lincoln. Block almost turned it over. The three-pointer for Horsham is good, and Neil Alexander calls timeout. And it looked like the clock ticked for a couple of seconds there after timeout was called.
Yeah, I think they'll probably put 2 or 3 seconds back on.
I think they should look at that, because I looked up and saw the clock tick. It says 1:32 right now. Horsham with the 3. That makes it an 8-point game.
It's minute 36 now. If you're Lincoln, you're going to have to apply that full court pressure, try to get a 10-second violation or a steal. If you don't get a 10-second violation or a steal, you're going to have to start fouling in the half court. They desperately needed this. Horsham, good job getting his feet set. Finally getting a 3 to go.
His second 3 of the ball game. It ended a 10-minute plus span where Lincoln only had 1 field goal. And boy, you can't say enough about Morgan Park's defense here in the last quarter and a half. Let's go to Matt Rodewald.
Full court pressure they expected, but they're going to go with the sophomore kids in the backcourt with Charlie Moore and Jaron Randall, and they understand the pressure's coming. Pretty composed in that huddle for Nick Urban.
Points off turnovers, it was 12-5 in favor of Lincoln at the half. Right now, it's 22-13 in favor of Morgan Park. The Mustangs have indeed been off to the races here in the third and fourth quarters. Gavin Block picks up the foul. That's his 4th.
We've talked about it. Sophomore at the line now. Pressure free throws. Morgan Park makes free throws. They're going to get a state title.
1 of 2 at the line today for the sophomore. Charlie Moore, one of the keys to Morgan Park getting back to state. They had to fill in some big holes with what they lost a year ago. Charlie Moore has taken some heat during the year, but the sophomore hits the free throw there. He's got 11. It's a 9-point Morgan Park lead. What a turnaround in this game. Lincoln was up 13 with about 3.5 to go in the third quarter, and now they trail it by 9. Horsham will try another 3. Walker skying for the rebound. Or Cunningham, rather. Behind the play, Max Cook. Foul was on Max Cook, and he is fouled out of this game. I thought the foul was on Gavin Block. Max Cook fouls out. 5 points in this one. A minute 13 to go, and Morgan Park in control with a 9-point lead. Josh Cunningham back at the line. 13 double-doubles on the year for Josh Cunningham. He's a rebound away from a double-double here. I thought the foul was on Gavin Block, who's 22. They gave it to Max Cook, number 2.
They were both right there, so it depends who they had reaching in. Either way, they would have lost the player because Gavin's got 4 as well. So somebody was fouling out, whoever was in the middle of that. Lincoln down 10. Will Cook
The miss, and now Gavin Block will go to the line on the foul. Here's our Lincoln move of the game, brought to us by Realtor.com. Nice back cut by Max Cook for the layup in the three-point play. Gavin Block, a team high 17 points in this one. He's had a good state tournament. And a good trip to Peoria from an individual stats perspective.
One time, guys. Hey, make sure you box out. Hey, Troy, you get shoot now. You get shoot,
He just went over 1,000 points for his career today. Our Morgan Park move of the game, brought to us by Realtor.com. That was part of that 19-2 run. Dylan Watley with the layup after the steal. Will Cook from way outside for three. And the clock, Neil Alexander trying to talk about a little clock time. I think he had a point. I looked up and it was still running, but I don't think it's going to matter much. But
there might have been a second and a half or so. The ball goes through the net there, right around 50. With all the timeout right now, probably a second and a half.
The official shook his head no, but I think that may be a moot point right now. But 6-point game, 48 seconds left. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and we've seen stranger things happen. And right now, if you're Lincoln, you're in that huddle. You got to try to get a quick steal, quick turnover. I don't even think you can really try to get a 10-second violation at this point. That'd be too much time coming off the clock. You have to go for that quick steal. Maybe you can get a trap on the initial ball being thrown in and get a steal out of that. Otherwise, it's time to foul and extend this ball game. And for Morgan Park, don't turn the basketball over. Make your free throws, and you're going to be back-to-back state champions.
Clock will stay at 48.6. Morgan Park to inbounds, up 6. Lincoln looking for a quick steal here. And instead they'll get the foul, and Charlie Moore will go to the line. The sophomore, 2 of 4 at the free throw line today. 42.9 left. Morgan Park up 6. Double bonus time, so he'll get 2 free throws, 2 cracks at it for Charlie Moore.
They're leaving the door open here. Miss free throws. Morgan Park, don't turn the ball over, make your free throws. You're winning this. You miss free throws, Lincoln has a chance.
Just a sophomore. Makes the second. 55-48. Horsham, quick 3, no good. Will Cook runs it down. Gavin Block takes it strong to the hoop. He'll go to the free throw line. And if you're Lincoln, it's not a 3, but it's a chance for 2 points with the clock stopped. That might be as good, maybe a little better, just with the clock stopping there for Gavin Block.
And Morgan Park just missed 1, so if you can make them both here, you're picking up a point. And you also get a chance to set your defense. See if you can get a 5-second violation, turnover on your full court pressure.
78.5% free thrower. Gavin Block, this is the second, and whistled on the reach, and that'll be 5 fouls for Gavin Block. Wanted to make up for that missed free throw, and Gavin Block will foul out with a team-high 19 points. In fact, it's a game-high 19 for the 6'6" junior, who played awfully well here this weekend. 16 points yesterday, 19 today, and he's been getting some D1 looks and probably earned a few more with his performance here this weekend.
And only a junior can put up some big numbers again next year. Obviously hit the huge 3 yesterday that put Lincoln ahead late in that ball game. Came up with some big plays again here today.
Torrey Johnson, 2 of 3 at the line. The 6'4" senior trying to help ice this for Morgan Park. And he bounces it in.
Torrey Johnson with 13 points this weekend, all from the line.
10 of 12 at the line yesterday. 3 of 4 there today. Morgan Park still with the pressure, up 8 here.
Yeah, they don't want to foul, but they do want to take a little bit of time off the clock and not let Lincoln just go right down and shoot a 3.
Bobby Donofsky just into the ball game. Designated 3-point shooter. He'll go to the line and shoot free throws.
And that's the last thing you want to do if you're Morgan Park. Foul 3-point shooter. They're going to say 2, I guess. Foot on the line.
Donofsky 2 of 9 at the line this season. Both no good. Morgan Park the rebound. It'll be free throws for Torrey Johnson at the other end. So that's kind of his neighborhood this weekend. 3 of 4 there today. 8-point difference, 16.8 left. And the crowd's starting to file out. They think that Morgan Park is going to hang on here. Nick Irvin talking to his team all year about how different newspaper articles and columns didn't think they'd get back to state. They might not finish 500 this year. And they're 16.8 seconds away from a state title. And Nick Irvin going to his bench. And a big hug for Lamont Walker, the senior. Starter a year ago, honorable mention All-Stater. 12 points for him in this game. Charlie Moore, the sophomore, getting a big hug. Jelini Hardy in for Morgan Park now. Edward Bowlby, the senior, gets a big hand. He's replaced by Jordan Perry. Alonzo Chapman back in for Morgan Park, along with Alonzo Taylor. And it's going to be a state championship for Morgan Park. Donofsky the miss.
Talked about it, facing adversity, and they faced adversity again in this game. Great turnaround in the second half for Morgan Park. It was their pressure defense that they rely on so much that completely turned this ball game around.
Down 13 in the third quarter, Morgan Park rallies, and they take home their second straight state title. Nick Irvin, he's a hugger by nature. And plenty of reason for that big bear hug from Nick Irvin as the Mustangs rally to knock off #1 Lincoln and win their second straight 3A state title. He talks about pressure burst pipes. That's kind of his motto, his mantra. And man, did it come through here today.
Organized chaos. There was a lot of organized chaos there in the second half. They really sped up Lincoln, a team that doesn't turn the ball over much, handled that pressure extremely well in the first half. Morgan Park just turned it up one more notch in the second half. And Lincoln struggled to get good shots, really turned the ball over. And Morgan Park's defense led the offense. They were able to run out and get some easy opportunities in the second half and completely turn this game around.
The pipes burst, and so too do #1 Lincoln state title hopes. Let's go to Matt Rodewald.
Well, Lamont, it's a fun comeback, and especially fun to do it on the defensive end like you guys are known for.
I mean, defense win the game. At halftime, we was down by 9. Nick told us that, man, we've been here before, so we came out third quarter and played defense, and we want to take a championship again.
What was that conversation like with this guy right here at halftime?
I mean, it was a hard-court conversation, but, man, we came in, we bought in, and we back here again. We won.
Congratulations to you. We'll let you go celebrate with your teammates. I know you're thinking of your dad.
Yeah.
How important is it for you to get 2 out of this? Because last year, a lot of people expected this, maybe not so much this year.
It's been a grind all year. You know, everybody counted us out, and we just believed in our locker room that we could do it. And they could have quit. Them guys came out and came with it.
You ditched the coat, you came out with a new attitude. Was it important for your kids to see that sort of thing?
Yeah, you know, when I walked out in a suit, they was on edge a little bit. So I took my jacket out at halftime, rolled my sleeves up and said, it's time to go to war, boys. And they responded.
You become the second team from Chicago to win back-to-back state champions. The other one's your rival. You're on the same street now, on the same plane.
Oh, yeah, it's a good feeling. Simeon, a great program. Rob Smith, one of my friends that a lot of people don't think, but, you know, he down here with me. He sent me congratulations all the time, and I'm just happy to bring it back to the city of Chicago and the Morgan Park community, and it's a blessing.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, Pops. I did it for you again, Pops.
Matt Curvin, he did it for him again, for sure. Second straight state championship for Morgan Park. The South Side is the best side. Chicago celebrates another title. We go to the celebration. Paul Herzog, our PA announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the first and second place team and individual awards for the 2014 3A State Basketball Tournament. Presenting medallions will be members of the Illinois High School Association Board of Directors are attending this game, and they are President Dan Klett of Wakanda, representing Division II. Vice President Dr. Chuck Nagel of East Peoria, representing Division VI. Secretary Dr. Jim Quaid of Chicago Gordon Tech, an at-large member. John Stimler of Chicago Mount Carmel, representing Division I. Robert Nolting of Tinley Park Andrew, representing Division III. B. Kent Jones of Breeze Central, representing Division VII. Deborah Pitts of Bethalto, Civic Memorial, an at-large member. Dr. Jeanette Knuckles of Urbana University High, an at-large member. And Greg Bradley of Forsyth Decatur Christian, the board-appointed treasurer. Presenting medallions. For second place will be Dr. Chuck Nagel, assisted by Dr. Jeanette Knuckles. At this time, let's meet the Rail Splitters of Lincoln, finishing in second place, 34-3. Here is the superintendent of Lincoln, Robert Bagby. Principal, Todd Pelker. Athletic Director, Sam Knox. Certified Athletic Trainer, Missy Anderson. Head Coach, Neil Alexander. Assistant Coach, Eric Ewald. Assistant Coach, Greg Alexander. Assistant Coach, Brandon Farmer. Assistant Coach, Josh McClellan. Assistant Coach, Louis Schonauer. Assistant Coach, Alan Lee. And now the Rail Splitter players, Bryson Kirby. Number 2, Max Cook. 3, Joey Olden. 4, Tyler Horsham. 5, Aaron Hopp. 10, Jordan Perry. 12, Will Cook. 13, Garrett Isles. 14, Peyton Ebelair. 20, KJ Fry. 22, Gavin Block. 24, Bobby Danufsky. 5th, 32, Austin Cruz. 42, Edward Bowlby. And 44, Adam Conradi. The Lincoln Rail Splitters, second place, 2014, a record of 34-3. Congratulations. Presenting medallions to the first place team will be Dan Plett, assisted by John Stimler. At this time, let's meet the Mustangs of Chicago Park, defending champions. First place, 2014 for 3, a record of 24-6. Let's meet the Chicago Public League Director of Sports Information, Thomas Trotter. Principal, Dr. Carol Epps. Athletic Director, this is Adrian Barrage. Assistant Principal, Dr. Mark Simmons. Head Coach, Nick Irvin. Assistant Coach, Lance Irvin.
I do this every year.
Assistant Coach, Terrence Johnson. Assistant Coach, Curtis Blair. Assistant Coach, Frederick Cleveland. Assistant Coach, Ken Rogers. And Assistant Coach, Antoine Jennings. And now the Mustang players. Number 1, DeLon Watley. Two, Charlie Moore. Three, Jaron Randall. 4, Jamal Burton. 10, Torrey Johnson. 11, Kane Harris. 12, Jelani Hardy. 15, Marcus Johnson. 21, Josh Cunningham. 22, Alonzo Chapman. 23, Lamont Walker. 32, Alonzo Taylor. 33, Antonio Alsop. 34, Manny Robinson. And the manager, Alan Taylor. Presenting the trophy for second place will be Board of Director Greg Bradley. Will Coach Alexander and the captains of Lincoln step forward to receive the second place trophy. Congratulations, Lincoln Rail Splitters. 2014 second place 3A. Presenting the trophy for first place will be Deborah Pitts. Will Coach Nick Irvin and the captains of Morgan Park step forward to receive the first place trophy, 3A 2014. Congratulations to the Mustangs. Congratulations to both schools on great seasons. We hope you enjoyed your stay in Peoria for America's original March.
All right, well, pretty impressive performance there defensively by Morgan Park. Lincoln taking that 13-point lead, and then the Mustangs almost inconceivably turned up the pressure even more defensively and went on a run that was not to be denied here today.
Coach Irvin talked about it at halftime. He said, we're going to turn up the pressure. We're going to bring it even more. We didn't know if it was possible, but they kept amping it up even more. And tremendous job defensively, completely turning this game around, turned their defense into offense. That was the difference. Great season for Lincoln. They played really, really well for about 3/4 of this ball game and just had that little stretch there where it got away from them. But fantastic season for both teams. Congratulations to both teams.
Absolutely. A school record in wins for Lincoln and the highest finish ever for the Lincoln Rail Splitters, a great basketball community, and back-to-back state championships for Morgan Park after everything they lost from a year ago. Pretty impressive job by Nick Irvin and his young men.
Absolutely. It's a hard thing to do to get it back one time. You go back-to-back, everybody's gunning for you. Fantastic season for Morgan Park.
All right, 2 more games left in the high school basketball season. For Matt Rodewall, for Sean Harrington, I'm Lee Hall. So long from Carver Arena.